Hey all, we are back today, and as you can see, the title says let us talk about sex. So we're going to talk about sex and the reason why we don't have it. Let's get it. I'm here today to talk about our kind of like journey of celibacy, I guess. And yeah, I know every guy has pressed X. Get out! He's done friend request. He's cancelled the friend request. Cancelled the Snapchat. What is celibacy? There's a difference between abstinence and celibacy. Some people are abstaining from sex, which means they're just not having sex. Sometimes it's not by choice. Maybe they're not in a relationship, so they're just not, you know, at the liberty to have sex. While celibacy is when you do not have sex and you have a purpose behind it. Okay, why am I celibate? Okay, people that are non-believers, it might sound kind of unbelievable. Like, I was in a bad place emotionally, and I feel like God kind of like intervened, and he just kind of, he snatched my life. And during that period, he kind of was really speaking to me, and he told me like, okay, Zoe, pack it in. Like, obviously God speaks to me all the time and like says different things to me, but God's never really asked me of anything. What he said to me was like, don't have sex until marriage. And for another reason as well, like obviously we're in an age group where when you meet a partner or you meet somebody right now, I'm going to be 23 at the end of this year. I know, Jesus, even saying that I'm raising temperature here. Like, the person could potentially be like a long-term partner, or hopefully must be husband. Yeah, if God permits, you know, yes, let's make it happen. But like, if he is, I really want to make sure that we have a proper connection. I don't want any kind of like feelings of lust to be manifested. I want it to make sure our relationship is just based off love. So, yeah.
Okay, so for me, I'm not sexually active and I never have been. I've never been convicted to have sex, so that's just why I've never done it. And it's always like, it's got to a point, I'm 21, why should I start now? God has never allowed me to get into a situation where I need to have sex. Like I said, I don't get in relationships, so there's never been like a pressure to have sex. Yeah.
But furthermore, I like to say that when we're telling Eve, you might as well be celibate, she was just doing something.
She's like, oh no, real eyes,
like mine's just really same as Zoe type of thing. And when I was in my previous relationship and I was, you know, doing the deed, it was like always at the back of my mind. What did you say?
Get the deed.
But now I'm in a point in my life where it's like, okay, God, this is my commitment to you. This is something that I said I'm going to not do as obedient. At the back of my mind, it was like, you know, you shouldn't be doing this type of thing. But I was in a place in my life where it was like I was actively trying to rebel against God because of like a loss in my life. So I was kind of having sex in the beginning to, you know, just kind of like be like,
to God.
Like, and it's like, guys, like I'm sweating. I don't know why I'm sweating.
We didn't talk about this kind of stuff, and it's like we don't even know who's gonna watch this.
Yeah.
It's really scary. Like now I've said it, it's like my heart is like racing like Zoe. I recently met a guy against my better judgment. Gave him my number, so we spoke. Within 2 days, we didn't speak again. He brought his friend on the phone when I was speaking to him, and they started talking about sex. They were talking about it between themselves, but I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, so I'm gonna do, how am I gonna explain to this guy like that's not what I do kind of thing. Cool. So then the next he mentioned something, I'm just like, oh well, I guess me and you aren't compatible then. And he's just like, huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean we're not compatible? I said, we're not compatible because I don't have sex, like, and he's just like, what? So I kind of explained to him like my whole kind of celibacy, as in this guy, I've never had such an experience in my life. In my life. This guy called me stupid, you're delusional, you're crazy, do you think anyone's gonna wait for you? Do you think that you're so special? Nah, you're mad. As in this guy was going through the motions, just like, as in he was arguing with me about the reason why I shouldn't be celibate. Then we came off the phone, he called me back, okay, so like what if we were seeing each other for like a year? Then what about that then? What do you mean? So you're trying to compromise my integrity? Like,
on her virginity.
Terms and conditions on my passoir? Like, what do you mean? Is it your own? I told you no means no. He's like, well, good luck to you then. I hope you get married. This fairy tale you're trying to live. Well, I hope you find this dream guy because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're saying you're not going to find
So you're not gonna find this guy because maybe if we were in like 1960, yeah, I can understand why you'll be doing it. But this is 2015, like no guy's gonna do that for you. And then he kind of like said to me like, I don't have a right to decide that I'm going to be celibate because I'm not a virgin. I do have a right to decide what I'm going to do with my pissoir. And it was so close till I am getting that ring, baby. Let y'all niggas know what it is.
Even like when we went out and we were with some guys, it was supposed to be like a drink up, but suddenly we turned this into some kind of like
ministry
mentoring, like evangelism.
Yeah, we were just evangelizing.
And so then we're here and we're talking about like pretty much pum pum laka. And then these guys were like,
he's like, yo, you know he's gonna cheat on you. he's going to cheat on you.
Guy said, oh, he's gonna cheat on you, he's gonna cheat on you. Okay, but there's several girls, including myself, that have been in situations where you've been with a guy and you've been in a long-term relationship, you've been sexually active, and the guy, he still cheats on you. No one is exempt from being cheated on. There's nothing you can do from stopping a guy cheating on you. That's the reason why as well, like, we're kind of specific about the kind of guy that we want. We want someone that's God-fearing because he will share the same beliefs and probably he'll be celibate as well. He has to be. Yeah, he has to be, because there's no point of going with a guy that you and him don't have the same beliefs. So when like we were talking about the difference between celibacy and abstinence, there's no point of making this boy abstain while I'm celibate. I have a purpose for my abstinence while he has no purpose. It's all feel like a punishment to him. There's no point.
I feel like when girls or when we tell guys that, okay, we're celibate, I don't even know what you guys even hear. Like, it's like you take I'm celibate and compound it into something else. We add in letters into different things and just be doing, okay, well, what she's really saying is
she's not having sex right now.
She's not having sex right now.
But if I persist, then in a year's time I expect that the pissoir will be open. No, it depends on what you decide to do in your celibacy, but some people literally all they'll do, the most they'll do is kiss you and that's it. So you can't really be expecting any kind of
licky
like
sucky.
No, I'm not gonna give you that. They really be thinking like, okay, no, so this is a challenge. This is something that I'm rising up to the challenge with. When I say I'm celibate and you say, alright, cool, you still want to pursue me, what you're telling me is that you understand that I'm your wife. That's all. That's what you're telling me.
Is that what that means?
It means.
So I think it means he understands that he will not receive the gin until he becomes your husband.
But they don't understand that. What I'm asking you is, do you understand that when I tell you I'm celibate and you say, alright, cool, you still want to pursue me, that you're telling me you're my wife, babes? And you can be my wife. Because
there's a potential.
No, because right now
you are. That's it. Finish.
Right now, if you want to have some of this virgin, it's not gonna happen outside marriage. Not when we're engaged, not when I'm your fiance. I'm going to be married to you. That'll be the first time you uncover me. So it's like what we expect is, by us saying we are celibate, we have got a filter with like a micro 5 big like holes. The sieve, only a few people will be able to penetrate this sieve, because the most of you, like, if you really understood what we meant by we were celibate, you would disappear, like you would vanish like this.
Yeah.
Because you're just not on it, and that's fine. We understand that.
And they do disappear.
It's actually
disintegrate.
it's a commitment that I'm not expecting everybody to make, and you have a right to say I'm not on it. You have a right to say I don't want any part of this, because it's your life as well. As soon as you say you're celibate, these shocky boys be disappearing. They be vanishing. Like, you only see them again. Like this guy who was talking to Zoe, was it not 2 days? Boom, he was gone. This guy would have been lingering up to now. Had you thought that he would have been able to get some of the virgin?
When I starting my celibate life, an issue that I kind of faced was that I missed the intimacy, because I didn't really know like intimacy in another way. And I feel like that's a lot of you when you are seeing someone and you're not kind of like sexually active, you're thinking how are we going to be intimate with each other, but like there's so many other ways to be intimate with someone rather than just having sex, you know. So even having like a good conversation with someone, there's some kind of intimacy there. Doing certain things together, and you can have intimacy while doing certain things that are not sexual as well. So for anyone that is celibate or trying to be celibate, they don't feel like you can't kind of like build a close bond or be close with somebody if you aren't having sex. Like, that shouldn't be what brings you together, kind of thing.
I just to add on to what Zoe was saying, I just feel like a lot of people use sex as a filler in their relationship to fill the nothingness that is in your relationship. Really and truly, you're both incompatible. The only thing that makes you two compatible is the sex, and that's all you're holding on to.
Yeah.
So when you're not having sex, it's like, why am I here? Okay, well, you know what? Let's just have sex again then.
Yeah.
To fulfill whatever the void that we're experiencing here.
I think another issue with celibacy is that a lot of people feel like they can't live without sex. Obviously, once you stop having sex, like, you have the roast period where it's like, you know, once you can't do something, you want it more. That phase will pass, and then it's like you'll even begin to think, oh, like, was it even real? Like, did that even happen? Like, what does it even feel like? You know, like, you'll forget about it. Like, it'll be like nothing.
Because I don't know what scripture it is, but there's a part in Romans, I think it's Romans 5 or something, where it talks about, like, if you're a Christian, you're no longer a slave or bound to sin type of thing. So you have to use wisdom type of thing. So in a relationship, if you want to kiss, you can kiss. Or some people ask certain questions like, how far can I go without like, how far can I go without not having sex before it's a sin type of thing? It's like, as human beings, we always like to push boundaries. And once you start dibbling and dabbling, doing some frivolous activity, before you know it, you think you're free. You think, oh my gosh, I haven't had sex yet, so I'm not really committing a sin. But in your heart, you know what you're doing, and in your heart, you're now bound to this, because it's just gonna be a spiraling circle, and before you know it, you'll be in the bed and your virgin is up for grab.
But even additionally to that, like, God didn't make sex for us not to like it. And so when you do start doing these dibbling and dabbling, whatever the dibble and dabble is, you're gonna start feeling some type of way. Like, you have to create boundaries. Some tingles, like, oh my god, yeah, that's deliberate. Oh. Then it's like, how far is too far before you can't control yourself? That's the situation. How far can you get with dibbling and dabbling before you can't say to the guy, oh no anymore? You can't say to the girl, oh no, we should stop.
Like, there's another scripture in the Bible says, flee from sexual immorality. As in, leg it. Even if you want for your own defense to make yourself feel stable, if you didn't have sex with him, at least you think, okay, you know what, at least I didn't have sex with him. Maybe if I gave him the pum pum, he would still be here because the pum pum turned up. However, if you gave him the pum pum and he went, what else do you have? You can't give it. Are you going to give him your head as well?
Honestly,
there's nothing you can give.
It's that kind of limbs.
And now you really do have this whole thing about rejection, because I literally gave you everything I could have given you, and you still walked away.
And all these young girls, as in, you know, girls be saying, like, when they're young, I'm going to make him wait, so I'm going to make him wait 1 year, and then I'm going to give it away. Why not make him wait for eternity? What now? Oh, after 1 year, you let loose, you become his wife after 1 year.
What is he
washing his clothes for him?
Like, I'm seeing little girls on the Snapchat seasoning the meat. As in, you're really good. But the funny thing is, if your own mother was to say, Funke, go on, come back next to you. Come and say, but Amanda will come through.
And you're going to collect the pot.
Not only will you'll be really...
You're inside the meat.
That's what to prove now, isn't it?
You're preparing the meat. You're on Snapchat showing the meat, mate.
Ridiculous. It's not good, though. It's not good. It's not your husband.
This is so funny.
Yeah, you go from, oh no, we're not having sex, you enter wife mode.
Guys be actually using girls for banter with this cooking.
For banter.
We came into second year. We really, was it second year or first year? Like, we're
probably first year.
Man, were doing on Snapchat showing the girls that they would employ girls. You know what doing
for free.
They'll come into the house. These girls be making not normal chicken wing.
No,
Jack Daniel's barbecue chicken wing. Apple crumble. Their best jollof.
Come on.
Fried.
Yeah.
This girl had a cake in the oven.
Oh.
A cake in the oven.
And where's she now?
Where is she?
They're not around no more. And this same person that he was cooking, he knows that one church girl that he's going to go and collect.
Oh my god. As these people have said,
and that church girl is abstaining though. She's not opening for
They say, I want a good guy, I want a good... Run away from those guys as well.
Yeah, because
I want a good guy, I want a good girl. Are you good?
I feel like certain girls, when they think about celibacy, they completely turn down the idea because they feel like maybe they're in a relationship or they want to be in a relationship and they're thinking, if I am celibate, no guy's gonna want me or he's going to cheat, like what Zoe was saying. Is this all you're worth? Is that what's gonna keep him in the relationship? Your passoir?
What I was gonna just say. Excellent. Like this is what I was saying to them before. I am more than my vagina. Let's say it together, girls. I am more than my vagina. If you think that, oh, you have to be in a relationship with a woman only after you've had this great amazing sex, you're delusional, because after a while, like in long-term relationships, the sex is not even sweet you anymore. You go look for it somewhere else.
Some people have been sexually active since they were 12, these guys. Like your passoir is not, unless yours is the turn up of all of them. Like, yours is not going to be any different. You need more than just your vagina. You need more than just teddies and nyash.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For certain people who want to know like what the actual reasons are why people who are Christian are called to be celibate, I would say, it's because sex is meant to be for marriage, and it's meant to be for marriage because sex, when it is practiced outside of safe boundaries, it can cause a lot more problems than good. So when you have two people who have committed themselves together, God said that the two will become one flesh. So sex is more than just a physical experience. It's more than just a couple of neurotransmitters like flying here and sensations all over your body. There's a spiritual component going on here. There is a bond that you two are forming, and when it's in marriage, it's beautiful because you become one. It's a union being formed. But when you have no intention to be with somebody forever and you're forming these unions with people, you have loads of soul ties with people who aren't actually meant to be in your lives. And when you're connecting with somebody, you have now taken whatever baggage they have as your own baggage. So maybe you stopped seeing this person for ages now. You've just realized that you're more angry because you didn't know that it's because you were sleeping with that roadman 5 years ago, and whatever angry spirit was troubling that guy is what is troubling you now, you know. Or there's one guy that you've been dating like ages ago, and whenever you're trying to move on with your life, or whenever a new relationship's come, this guy's always popping up and disrupting things, and you can't seem to let go of this person. It's because you've developed a soul tie with this person. And if you're having multiple sexual partners, you just have multiple connections to so many different people, and you have no peace of mind because your spirit is being dragged here, is being dragged there, is being dragged here and being dragged there, and that is not healthy. The Bible says that Jesus will give you a peace that surpasses all understanding. So if you're in a situation where you're not having peace, or something is disrupting your peace, it's not of God. And that is one of the negative outcomes that could come from just being, just having casual sex, or even just having sex with many boyfriends that you've had. I remember when I first got saved, I had a counsellor, not like a counsellor, like emotional. She said, in terms of relationships and in terms of being celibate, imagine now it's Christmas, and you're waiting on your present, and your mum or somebody gives you a present that has been ripped apart, it has been written all over, it's second hand, in fact, 5th hand, 10th hand type of gift.
36th hand.
Yeah, 36th. She's putting it. 36th hand toy, and they give it to you and they're like, and they expect you to be happy. Would you not look at this gift like, are you bluffing? What is this? Will the man that God wants to give you be willing to take this gift? This thing that has been run through, do I want it? I don't want this. Give me something better. I've been waiting here for a princess, and you're coming here with a bookie from the village. I don't want it. And I just feel like with the guy who was just like to you, who do you think you are? What do you mean, who do I think I am? Do I not have a right to my body?
So I'm saying, like,
do I not have a right to say I don't want to have sex, or do you own me? Is that what you guys think? You think that as soon as we get into a relationship, I'm expected to have sex with you?
Yeah. Like, if you are celibate, or if you want to be, like, don't be afraid to be celibate. Like, it's nice to know that if you are seeing a guy and let's say your relationship is progressing, he's taking you for you. It's like he's seeing you. It's like, I see you, like Avatar. Like,
yeah, Avatar. They don't say I love you, they say I see you. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Like, it's like they see you, and if like he doesn't want to see you because you're not gonna have sex with him, then he's not the guy for you, because as we said, you are more than your vagina. Oh, also I just wanted to say that I'm like, I don't know if everyone's heard about Megan Good and Devon Franklin, but they're like a couple that was celibate before they got married, and I'm really happy that they are really discussing the celibacy in public, because they're young and they're relatable, and I feel like they're people that young people should use as role models and think this is the right way to kind of process their relationship, even if you're not Christian. They just talked about how they had such a stronger connection emotionally and everything mentally, because they had waited, and how beautiful like the experience of having sex with each other was after they had like been united after marriage. And I just wanted to say to like guys as well, like we always think, oh, what do you mean now? I'm not gonna live without sex, like that's a punishment, yeah, all this noise. But when what Devon said, he just talked about how strong this experience has made him. Like, girls can't distract him. Like, boys get so distracted easily by titty and air, and it's the biggest distraction. I think men is like sex, alcohol, and like drugs is like what distracts men the most. So if you can at least conquer the biggest one, which is sex, nothing can phase you in this life. You'll be so focused, you'll be so driven, and women won't be able to control. Every single man that is celibate says that the power that it gives them, like it empowers them so much to be celibate, because they as a man, they're in control. Like a lot of men, they are like subject to desire to like, oh, I need sex. To be in control of that, to have control over that kind of like desire in your body, like it must be so powerful. Like, I don't know, it's almost a childish way of thinking. You just want immediate gratification all the time. That's how you end up in these situations. Then, sorry, I've taken this somewhere else, but ending up with now, Chantal is pregnant. Elizabeth also pregnant with your baby as well, because you can't control yourself, because you always want immediate gratification.
What Devon Franklin said about that is being able to control a desire and being able to control that need for instant gratification it has developed characteristics in himself where he can apply it to his hustle. So he values the process. He values long-term thinking, being able to weigh up certain decisions. So if I make this move, I may just get, let's say, 5 bags. However, if I wait, I may not get the money right now, but I know that it will be, I don't know, maybe 15 bags in the foreseeable future. So if you're somebody who's always making decisions for instant gratification, you'll never be able to actually have the persistence, endurance, that's it, endurance for the 15 bag drop.
It's like, if you put that into perspective, it's like if you're thinking of immediate gratification, you've met a girl and you know you don't really want anything with her, so rather than just walking away and just be like, you know what, let me just leave this, you force it because you just want to ejaculate inside of this girl. And then now you've done this girl's gonna keep calling, you're gonna have to entertain this girl.
Yeah, you
when you could have made an active decision just to, let me just not even pursue this girl at all.
I mean, the Bible has examples for practically everything. You've got Samson and Delilah. Samson, Delilah, if you guys don't know the story, go and find it, because the video is long enough, I can't explain the story. All I'm saying is Delilah was a babe and she distracted Samson, and in the end Samson died. That's all I gotta say. For females, a story for you in terms of somebody who waits. Jacob, who waited for Rachel, and he really loved her, and he waited a total of 14 years to be with her. He didn't touch virgin, he didn't suck breast, nothing. And it just goes to show somebody who desires you for who you are, who loves you for who you are, will wait for you. And I know there's some guys who are thinking, 14 years? How? But you know what? You want that church girl to be waiting 14 years for you whilst you do baby boy, Abby? You want her to wait
Say it again.
14 years?
Say it again.
You want that, yeah, in the white garment church to be waiting for you
for 14 years.
Bryson to the dudes.
You know, you want
talking about
her
God,
to wait.
please save her for me.
Save her for
Give me
Wow,
you go and
wicked
do
person.
everything else.
What do you say?
Wicked.
What?
I just feel like sometimes girls in particular, you may be doing this because you lack self-confidence, you have a low self-esteem, so you feel like this person, you're looking for somebody to validate you and make you feel good about what you want, so you just keep giving and giving and giving and giving, and you're in a relationship and you're giving him sex, so you feel like he's not going to cheat on you, but people are in relationships and having sex, doing all types of contortions with their body and still getting cheated on a daily. So whether you have sex with him or not, you cannot control his desires and you cannot control his actions. All you can do is worry about yourself and control what you do.
Because you can't keep a man that doesn't want to be kept.
Honestly. And I feel like some girls, if they become these like sexual vixens in bed, like you become a nympho in bed and you think that's going to keep this guy. No, men are enigmas. Like, you don't know what keeps them. They can say, you can cook for me, you can have sex with me just the way I like, but like Eva just said, a man can only be kept if he wants to be kept and it's with the right woman.
What I was going to say about the whole cheating and being in a relationship thing is that obviously, so if you're not having sex with him and then he cheats, at least your body kind of stable. Yeah. It's stabilized. You didn't give any part of your body. This guy can go, if you want Shaniqua, oh yeah, take Shaniqua, at least you didn't take my virgin with you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. People that I saw in the past, I just think, thank God I didn't off pints for these people. Thank God I did not off pints.
Honestly,
because even just the fact that, I kissed this person just makes me want to vomit. I mean, we can talk about this subject for ages, so if you guys ever want us to talk more about celibacy,
let us know.
Let us know, because we can go on and on and on.
And this is not bashing anybody who chooses to have sex. This is just explaining our point of view, our perspective, and hopefully some people can relate to it.
Yeah.
And if maybe some inspiration.
Yeah, hopefully you feel encouraged to if you want
do
to
it.
be.
See, people out here doing it.
Yeah. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, these are some Christian girls trying to say no, don't take it there, because it's not. It hasn't been that deep. Like, please, I beg.
We're just normal girls, like.
You see, we're normal girls.
Just living our lives, man.
Like, if you wanna. Do you, boo?
Do you?
Do you? So, like, comment, and share.
If you guys are really about this life and way for life, you're supporting with us, you're riding with us,
you're rocking with us,
take a second and share the video.
Yes.
Thank you, boo.
Turn up.